Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jan Pauk, and today I'm going to teach you how to play and strengthen the C major chord. I'm obviously going to tell you where to put your fingers on what strings and whatnot. Then we're going to talk about what the thumb does on this chord, how you should have your fingers in relation to each other. Then we're also going to learn how to take off that shape and put it back on the guitar. Very helpful in order to strengthen that shape and to teach your hand what it's supposed to do when it's on the guitar. And then lastly, we're going to move that chord around on the guitar to learn how to lift the pressure on the chord, slide and apply pressure again, which at first won't work for you, but eventually it will. So grab your guitar and let's get started. So in order to voice a C major chord, you're going to put your index finger on the first fret on the 1, 2 on the second string. Then we're going to take our middle finger and we're going to go on the second fret and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 on the 4th string. And then the last finger that we need is our ring finger, which is going to go on the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th fret. So one more time, the index is on the 1, 2 on the second string on the 1st fret. Then the middle finger is on the 1, 2, 3, 4th string on the 2nd fret. And the ring finger is on the 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th string on the 3rd fret. Now we want to move all those fingers as far forward as we can on the fret without going on the actual top of the little metal fret part, because then they won't sound very good. But don't put them all the way close to the headstock. It won't work no matter how much pressure you put on there. Get them to the sweet spot, right in front of the little metal fret without being on top of it. Then on a C major, it's very, very important that you mute the bottom string, the one closest to the ceiling, with your thumb. So your thumb isn't hanging out anywhere, it's actually thumb over the neck. It's going to be loosely on top of your middle finger somewhere where it's comfortable and relaxed, and your sense of touch should be telling you that it's lightly touching that thick string closest to the ceiling. And you can test that by picking that string. It should make a sound like this, a muted sound. That way you free up your right hand for strumming, and you don't have to watch what strings you strum. You just strum them all, and the ones that you don't need, which is that E string, will be muted. If you were to not use the thumb to mute that string, you'll get that ugly note underneath, which you'll hear a lot of beginners do this when they're playing their C major chord. Get that thumb over the neck and let it touch the 6th string. Here's a different view. I'm grabbing the chord. I am not wrist bent and forward like that. My wrist is straight. The palm of my hand is on the neck. And that way it's very easy to get my thumb to come over and to actually mute that 6th string. Now the other thing is you want all these fingers to be touching. Even the pinky comes in and helps. You can squeeze your fingers with your other hand, maybe that'll help you get the idea that I'm trying to present here. What you don't want to do is have every finger by themselves like that. This is very hard. This is very tense for me after 24, 25 years of playing. I can't even hold the shape when I take my hand off, so make sure you position your hand, your fingers are diagonal to the neck, facing your face, and they're all touching. The index finger touches the middle finger, the ring finger goes all along the middle finger, the pinky comes in to help, and this is going to make it much easier for your hand to remember the shape. Then you can quality control the chord. You can pick every string, see if it's ringing out, and it won't be. It'll sound kind of terrible at first. That's how it sounded for me for quite a while. So don't drive yourself crazy over quality controlling your chord, but try to wiggle your fingers around some, see if you can fix maybe some of the notes. And with time, they'll all get clean. Don't do this for too long, but maybe a minute or so. And then the next thing that you want to do that's really going to help you clean up that chord and find some strength and structure in that shape is to take that chord off and try to hold the shape with your hand. So I take my thumb out of the way and I take my hand off. I can hold the shape. I can move it around, I can scratch my head, I can bring it back, and my fingers will still be where they need to be. This is after practicing it, of course. Once you get it back on the guitar, strum it. Just to test if something is completely off, like maybe a finger got off to the wrong string and it sounds like, you're like, oh, that wasn't definitely not a C. So if it gets off a lot, then you have to find the places for your fingers again, which is again index on the 2nd string, 1st fret, middle finger on the 1, 2, 3, 4th string, and the ring finger on the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th string. But take your chord off, put it back on. Do this a good 20 times. Take it off, try to hold that shape. You're learning like a new claw, so to speak. When you put it on, strum it, and this will help you strengthen that chord. And then once you've done that a few times, now we're going to try to move it around the neck. So we'll strum it. We're going to think with our ring finger. And by that I mean right now the ring finger is on our 3rd fret. Now I'm going to lift the pressure off of the strings, but I'm not going to leave the strings. My fingers are still touching those strings. And now, like a train on train tracks, we're going to move up 2 frets until my ring finger is on the 5th fret. This is a D major, by the way. Then I'm going to lift the shape again, but hold the shape. Don't just lift it and come off altogether. Hold it and have your sense of touch telling you that you're still touching those strings with those fingers. And then we're going to slide it up 1, 2 until we have our ring finger on the 8th fret. Oh, that's a cool sounding chord. Then we're going to lift the pressure again, and we're going to go up 2 more frets to a C-shaped G, if that makes any sense. And we're going to strum that. Then we're going to take the pressure off again, and like a train on train tracks, we're going to move down all the way to where we were at the beginning. And you'll see when you first start sliding this chord around, it's just going to fall apart. It's a chord that's 3 frets wide. You might end up having your fingers all on 2 frets, or you'll just lose a place with one of your fingers. It might go to a different string as you slide it up. It's not so easy to slide these shapes around, so take your time with it, and as you get better and you are able to hold that shape and slide it around the neck, you will see that you're much stronger in that chord, which is the point of all of this. So let's turn this into an exercise. Again, the places that I'm going to play the C at, the C shape, is with my ring finger on the 3rd fret, with my ring finger on the 5th fret, with my ring finger on the 8th fret, and with my ring finger on the 10th fret. And I'm going to give you a limited amount of time to change between those places so that you can progress. If you give yourself too much time to change between places on the guitar like this or between chords, it'll be much slower to progress like that. So anyhow, let's get started. The ring finger is on my 3rd fret, and here we go. 3 and 1, 2, up 2 frets, and 1, 2, up 3 frets, ring on the 8th, and 1, 2, 3, ring on the 10th, and 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to the first place. 1, 2, ring on the 3rd, 3, 4, and 1, 2, up 2 frets, and 1, 2, keep that thumb in place, ring on the 8th, and 1, 2, 3, up 2 frets, and 1, 2, 3, back to the first one, a little extra time, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, ring on the 5th, ready, and 1, 2, ring on the 8th, ready, and 1, 2, ring on the 10th, ready, and 1, 2, 3, ring on the 3rd, and 1, 2, 3, ring on the 5th, and 1, 2, 3, ring on the 8th, and 1, 2, 3, ring on the 10th, ready, and 1, 2, 3, ring on the 3rd, let's end it, and... Alright, well I hope you learned something. I hope this helps you out. It sure helps a lot of my private students, and I think it will help you too. Sliding a chord around will feel a lot easier than doing chord changes at first. And you'd be surprised, a lot of bands actually use this to write their songs. So have fun with it, practice it, please subscribe, and I will see you next time I see you.